Wait. So we got to talk about the Democrat Party. And no, I do not mean the current Democrat Party in the United States of America. I'm talking about what the Democrats are probably going to look like, what they'll be sounding like in about 2 years, right? Doing the primary season for the 2028 election. My prediction is that most Democrats in the United States of America are going to sound like these Democrats from Canada, right? We're talking about the new Democrat Party and their leadership convention that happened in Canada. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because, again, this is a preview of what the American Democrat Party is going to look like, because the American Democrat Party is already far left. And as I've been warning people, if you just want to see what Democrats are going to turn this country into, all you got to do is just look at Canada, Europe, right, the UK. Yeah, I mean, they made it clear they want our country to be like countries that are inferior to ours, right? I mean, let's be real. They want our country to be like Canada. They want our country to be like the EU, right? They want us to be like the UK. And it's like, why would you want to be like that? But this is what they want, okay? So, again, if you want to know the direction that the Democrat Party is taking this country into, all you gotta do is look at countries like Canada, right? Which is struggling heavily when it comes to the economy.
Joining me now is senior economist with the Canadian Labour Congress, E.T. Cochrane. Thank you, sir, for being here. So Canada lost roughly 84,000 jobs last month, and employment ticking up to 6.7%. What do these numbers tell us about where the labour market could be heading?
The really important story of this month's release are when we break down those job losses by full-time and part-time. The 84,000 jobs lost is actually 109,000 full-time jobs lost, with a gain of 25,000 jobs. So this could be employers are starting to cut hours because the uncertainty of the economy means they can't keep holding on to the employees that they have been holding on to. The layoff rate has actually been remarkably low, but we might be at this tipping point where a flood of job losses is about to come.
Yeah, so with that being said, what is the solution to Canada's struggling economy from the new Democratic Party, right? The new Democratic Party. Well, it is socialism and woke, right? That's what we got to talk about here today. Because again, this is a preview of what the American Democrat Party is going to look like very, very, very soon. I mean, I feel like they're kind of there, right? But this is like, you know, an SNL skit, right? Of the Democrat Party, right? It's like a parody, but this is an actual real thing, and this is what's coming to this country. Like, for example, at this convention where they were tasked with choosing their new leader, they argued about quote unquote equity cards, right? So they started fighting over equity cards.
That's a pretty cool story.
Let's take a listen.
Thank you, Delegate.
Said he'd rather have his legs back, so.
There's point of privilege on microphone 1, then we'll go to microphone 3. Go ahead, Delegate.
Yes. Hello. I was standing there with my gender equity card before you called on the previous speaker. That's my point of privilege. I would like to.
I will explain the speaking order, which is fixed, but I cannot amend, which is the pro-con rotation. You can move yourself up a line that you're standing on.
I am pro, and we went pro, pro, and my plan was to go con. The speaker at Con Mic 3 also has a speaking card. Yesterday, this card was used in an inappropriate manner. And while I understand in Ontario we know this is equity, even if that, this was also used inappropriately in terms of gender. I want everyone to be mindful that these cards for individuals like myself who identify as a Black woman have no value outside of this space.
Wow, incredible. But there's more. There's a lot more. This is, again, a preview of what the Democrat Party in the United States is going to be like. This is going to be mainstream within the Democrat Party in a couple years, I promise.
Vernon North Seymour, pronouns he, him. Point of information.
What information do you seek, Delegate?
Can I ask an election about, or can I ask a question about executive elections to the chair?
As I understand it, what more election results we have are going to be announced at the end of the day.
I have a point of information for the Elections Committee.
The Elections Committee has gone to do balloting and they're not available to answer your questions.
Thank you, Chair.
Sorry. Microphone 4, are you on a point?
Coach Water, Renali TV. My understanding as a network TV.
The cloud show. Oh my god, I cannot believe this is happening in the West. Like, what is happening? What is happening to these countries? So we cannot end up like this. We cannot end up like this. But this is our future. This is our future. I'm telling you, this is our future. If the Democrats, I'm telling you, right? This is what's coming.
The seeking delegate is that these cars are to help the chamber hear equity-seeking persons, and that we don't only hear from white male delegates. Now, this is my first convention, but so I could be wrong, but the reason for my concern is that yesterday during the House resolution, after a white man spoke, someone at his mic waved their equity card only to give their speaking spot to a white man. Now, that white man being a literacy delegate, notwithstanding, I have lined up for a long time to discuss the housing resolution, like many others, including my fellow delegate, Kua. I just want us as a body to understand the spirit of these cards, because we are a party governed by processes and not by any sort of shock doctrine. Like I said before, it's my first convention, but I can tell tensions are high with the leadership conference, and I just want us to make sure that we remember our values that brought us here. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup.
Wow. I am speechless. Right? I'm speechless. Alex Nicholson, who posted this, says it appears the equity card system setup has backfired and become a major bone of contention. Quote-unquote equity cards are designated passes or status markings for NDP delegates who identify as belonging to an equity-seeking group, although it still remains unclear what group qualifies as a self-identified she/her black woman. Says equity cards are because they don't properly represent her intersectionality. The convention host says she makes an excellent point. Again, this is the Democrat Party, folks. Right? This is what's coming to America. This is what they're going to turn into, right? Again, it's convention of freaks, lunatics, weirdos. High-calorie women, most of them thought
Go ahead. So one of which microphones seem to be really low today. It's hard to hear everyone at the mic. Due to the background noise, volume here, the microphones is really hard to hear. And the closed caption also is slower, making it hard to keep up with what's going on.
Thank you, delegate. I have the hearing impairment and I'm struggling to hear the delegates, and I know that you are too. Let's have some order. We'll hear from the delegate on microphone 1, please.
I did what I did.
Let's take the microphone to that delegate. We'll hear from them right now. She, her.
My pronouns are she, her, and en français. It's gonna be really hard to follow around Ashton. Amazing speaker. We are a working class party. I think most of us in this room are behind that, and while we debate on the specific words, who is and isn't included, I think our Constitution needs to recognize that. And I also recognize there is, I'm sorry, I'm speaking way too fast, let me slow down.
Get your clown ass up.
I'm so sorry, I get excited.
It's a point of privilege. The closed captions for this convention are running between 6 and 10 seconds behind. So it's just a request for the chairpersons to be aware, and that when you move to a vote, I'm still reading the debate. So if you just take a little pause, that would be appreciated.
Okay. Yes, Madhu, hi. My name is Dr. Tian. I represent the Quadra. Just to reply my Franco comrades, point of privilege earlier, as you can see, I do have the translate US. However, I'd like to raise this to the chair's concern that the sign-out process for this device is not necessarily the best because it requires you to fill the form and give a piece of your ID, and most people don't even know where to get it, which is behind the registration table. And also, like, they don't have enough pen limit there, so there was a very long line up. Also, for the device itself, because it's using infrared technology, you have to kind of like position it so it can receive the signal.
Wow. Incredible. Incredible. Again, I apologize for wasting probably about, 6 or 7 minutes of your life. But maybe about a waste. If it reminds people that, listen, this is the choice that you got, right? Like, a lot of people are talking about, oh, Republicans get wiped out in the midterm. I don't know what's going to happen, right? I'm still, optimistic that hopefully the midterms will be okay, right? I'm really concerned about 2028, to be honest, more so than the midterm. But I just want to remind you again, this is like those lunatics that you saw, right? Those weirdos. That's the base of the Democrat Party, right? Like these people are the same people that we see at the No King rallies, right? The riot. You see those same people there, right? Straight up communists, socialist communists, like just flat out, hey, comrade, we stand in solidarity, aka communism. Yeah, these are all parts, and this is what the new Democrat Party is in Canada, and this is what the Democrat Party in the United States is going to be. Right, because this is their base, right? This is the base of the Democrat Party. This is who they're in bed with. Okay, like I could not imagine allowing these people to run a country, right? To run our country. That is what you're allowing when you support the modern day Democrat Party. Okay, I'm just saying. So, with that being said, their elected leader, right? This guy, he's going to go full mask off here, right, and promise socialism, right, as a solution to all of Canada's problems, right? More socialism, that is.
The Prime Minister is very popular. He's a smart guy, and most Canadians still want to give him the benefit of the doubt. That's fair. But I think when you connect the dots, his moves do not add up to the vision that Canadians truly want and deserve in this perilous moment. $1 trillion in a decade for weapons to make Canada a major arms exporter in a war-torn world. Slashing our cherished public services. Sweeping aside Indigenous rights. Full steam ahead, no regulations on AI. Pipelines. In the last federal election.
Wow, more regulations, right? More regulations, okay? This is what the socialists are presenting as their solution, right?
Canadians voted to say no to Trump and Trumpism. What they're getting instead is our government following the U.S. into a future of wars, fossil fuels, austerity, and job-killing generative AI.
Yeah, so it seems as if Trump derangement is a global phenomenon, right? Like, I mean, you have individuals, leftists, in foreign countries running on anti-Trumpism, right? Like, Trump is not the biggest problem in Canada. I know that some of these Canadians may think so, right? Which is probably the only reason why Mark Carney has a decent approval. Yeah, they think that Trump is the cause of all the problems, but it's really not. Right? It is too much socialism, too much government, too much regulation. And, I'm not sure they'll ever learn that, right? That they'll ever understand that, hey, maybe, just maybe, socialism is the problem here, right? That's the issue.
Our NDP has a different offer for this country. Our plan is to Trump-proof the economy by investing massively in Canadian economic independence, using the unmatched power of public ownership to ensure a network of public providers for food, phones, and internet.
Got the money, good shit. Wait,
and public construction companies
there's something on the radar.
millions of non-market homes. 21st century electrical an EV bus revolution, and public every home. Canadian steel, unionized jobs.
Yeah, again, that's going to be the